Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to the top 10 best movies of 2023. I've already done my worst movies of the year. If you want to watch that video, I'll leave a link to it in the description so you can enjoy it there. I had a good time making that one, and I'm hopefully gonna have a good time making this one as well. It's been a weird year for films in 2023. There's been some absolute stinkers, but there's been some really big, great movies this year, both original and big blockbuster movies, and I cannot wait to rank them all for you. But before we get into the top 10, let's just get into some quick honourable mentions. Creed 3, another great entry into the Creed/Rocky franchise, with two great lead performances from Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan, even though Jonathan Majors is a knob now, but still, a great movie, a great story. Polite Society, this movie was stupid, over the top, but boy was it a lot of fun. It's so clear that they just really wanted to create a over-the-top story with a good theme about family in there. It was just a lot of fun, some great action, some great laughs. If you haven't seen Polite Society, which I know a lot of people haven't, I really would highly suggest it. It's a really great movie. Killers of the Flower Moon. Martin Scorsese is back with another win, and it features 3 Oscar-worthy performances. And somehow they made Leonardo DiCaprio the worst one out of the main trio, which is something I never thought I'd say. It's a great story highlighting a really dark period in American history, really tragic and horrific time, but it is a great story, and the pacing is really great for a 3.5-hour film. Babylon. Technically, this film came out in 2022 in the US, but in the UK it came out in 2023, and I think this movie was perfect. I know some people didn't really like it, but I think this is a great love letter to movies and cinema as a whole, with some absolutely fantastic performances, especially from Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt. Barbie. Probably the biggest surprise of this year for me. I had no excitement for this film at all. I've never picked up a Barbie doll in my life. And the only reason I saw it is because the Barbenheimer, and we'll get into Oppenheimer later. But I had such a great time with this movie. It was so fun, so funny. A great story, great messaging. I cannot believe how much I enjoyed this movie. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. A great coming-of-age story, showing how puberty affects people in their young age. And it's just great to see this person called Margaret just going through the motions, finding her own feet, finding the right path that she wants to go down, not letting the pressures of her family get to her. It's a really great story, and it's a really lovable film with some great scenes, great moments. I would really highly suggest this film. All those movies I really loved, but there was 10 more movies that I liked even more.
Are you sure you're down for this?
Yeah.
Rye Lane for me was a huge surprise because I feel romantic comedies have really gone downhill in the past few years. But this somehow was a fresh new take on that whole formula, and it was genuinely brilliant and heartfelt. It's a nice short movie. It's not even 90 minutes. It breezes past you, but you feel the impact, and it's just absolutely hilarious with 2 really great performances, 2 great characters, and it features probably the best celebrity cameo I have ever seen in a movie.
Babe, that outfit? 10s across the board. Oh, thank you so much.
What's up, man? Cool kicks. What? Dickhead. Suck your mum.
A shoe is just a shoe.
Until my son steps into it.
Air, Ben Affleck's new movie. The dad movie, as I like to call it. Somehow they made a movie about the creation of the Air Jordans so interesting, which is something I never thought would be possible. I had such a good time with this movie. In fact, I really wanted to watch it again as soon as I left the cinema. It's got some brilliant performances, a somehow engaging story about Air Jordans, about shoes, which is crazy. I want to buy some Air Jordans now because of this. I probably won't, but oh well. But yeah, Air, a great movie. Another win for Ben Affleck in the director's chair. If you haven't seen it, I'd really highly suggest you see it.
I want that trophy.
Bottoms was another surprise because, again, I think high school comedies have really gone downhill over the past few years. But, again, this was another fresh new take, an over-the-top fresh take about manipulation and women empowerment. It's pretty much female Fight Club, but it's about these 2 lesbians who want to get with these girls. It sounds so stupid, but believe me, the film knows that. It's so over the top with its comedy and humour that it's just genuinely entertaining. And the final act was so cool, so gnarly and bloody and stupid. Everyone in my theatre was laughing. This film was such a fun time. Bottoms, I would highly suggest it. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Another win for the Mission Impossible franchise. Tom Cruise is still stupid, he's still trying to kill himself for our entertainment, but I'll let him gladly do it because I had another great time with this one. It's not my favourite of the franchise, I do think Fallout is still my favourite, but I still had a great time with this one. And the third act, honestly, brilliant. This is a thrill ride from start to finish. It is quite scary as well, judging by the current world with like AI and everything and how it handles that in the story. But it is thrilling. You'll have a great time with this one, and I cannot wait for the next installment.
In a beautiful sky.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is what the MCU should be. This film felt like it should have came out 5 years ago when the MCU was at its peak, because it's that good that no Marvel project recently, apart from maybe Loki Season 2, has topped it. This is a great conclusion to the franchise, to these characters that I love so much. And you know what, I'm thankful it ended in this great way. I was really worried because of the current state of the MCU, but James Gunn pulled it off with satisfying conclusions, and if we do see some of these characters again, I'd be happy to. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is one of my favourite MCU movies of all time.
What was your favorite part?
The Fabelmans is a film that you could tell meant a lot to Steven Spielberg, and it hit hard for me. I had a great time with this movie. It was so heartfelt, so emotional, had some amazing performances. I was really engaged from start to finish. And this movie is kind of like a learning movie, kind of teaches you and shows you what you have to face if you want to get into the film industry and be successful. Because you know the amount of hardship Spielberg has gone to get where he is now. And I feel he showcases that in this film really well. It's a great movie, really heartfelt, really emotional. Another win for Spielberg, my favourite director. I cannot wait to see what he does next.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Oppenheimer was amazing. I mean, I could just end this little segment here because I think everyone knows this movie is great by now. What a great biopic with an Oscar-worthy performance from Cillian Murphy and Robert Downey Jr. as well in his side role. Some absolutely amazing visuals that I unfortunately cannot see in the cinema again unless it's re-released there. That amazing like bomb scene was absolutely brilliant. The story as well is so engaging, and it leads on a terrifying ending, which still haunts me to this day, but that just shows how good it was. Oppenheimer is an amazing film, and if you still somehow haven't watched it, you need to as soon as you can, honestly.
Godzilla
-1. I cannot believe this movie was this good. I never thought a Godzilla movie could be this impactful and had great characters and a great story. Just incredibly likeable characters, flawed characters that you really want to see get the best development, terrifying Godzilla scenes, amazing sound design. This movie was meant to be seen in the cinema, and I'm glad I did when I got the chance. I enjoyed it, my dad enjoyed it. Godzilla -1 is the best Godzilla movie for me. Across the Spider-Verse has revolutionised animation, and it shows what you can do with comic book and superheroes. There's been this whole talk about superhero fatigue now, but I think Spider-Verse really shows that superhero movies are here to stay, and you can still do incredible things with them. Jaw-dropping animation, a great story, an ending that leaves an impact. The only reason this is not at number 1 is because I'm pissed off that Beyond the Spider-Verse is not out for another 5 or 6 years. I hope I'm alive by then. All these films are absolutely amazing, but my number 1 was very special to me on a personal level as well as just being an amazing movie, and that film is... John Wick Chapter 4 was something special. I saw it exactly on my 18th birthday because it came out exactly on my 18th birthday, and it is now my favourite ever birthday present. What a film to see on that day. I love the John Wick films. I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan. And this film was everything and more than what I wanted from a 4th entry in this franchise. It features probably my favourite action scene of all time now, the Arc de Triomphe fight. The whole, like, half an hour pre-climax action scene. Just, oh, like, amazing. But on top of all this amazing action, we have a great story full of like philosophy, ties into like Greek mythology as well. And it really gave a great conclusion to John Wick's character, where he doesn't really win, but he earns what he's been trying to get all this time, which I think is a perfect ending for him. And it's a really satisfying ending to this franchise. Even though we've got more projects coming up, I'm pretty sure I will still consider this my favourite of the franchise, whatever happens in the future. John Wick Chapter 4 was probably my favourite cinema experience I've had in a long time. One of the best action movies I've ever seen. It's easily like top 5 for me now. I had an amazing time with this film. I'm so glad I got to see it on my birthday. I'm so happy to say that it is my favourite film of 2023. And yeah, guys, that is it for the end of this ranking. I hope you all enjoyed. I want to hear your thoughts as well. If you have your favourite movies of 2023 or your worst, most disappointing, most surprising movies, I want to hear them in the comments. I always love hearing your thoughts. And even if you don't agree with my ranking, just please be respectful in the comments. At the end of the day, we all have an opinion. Don't be a knob in the comments, please. I really don't like that. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Look out for more videos in 2024. I've got some big ones coming up. I'm really excited to produce more content this year. Have a good day. See you later.